Yeah.
Oh, y'all out long legs.
I do. I flew left seat over. He'll fly left seat back.
Yeah.
CFI in Arizona had it for years.
Yeah.
Of course, it was all steam at that time and had 2 KX155s in it.
And you built in an iPad?
Yeah, and our
I like that.
And it's a whole new panel.
Yeah.
New metal panel.
Yeah.
And our mechanic guy did I think a pretty good job.
Yeah.
He changed all the switches out and put the Avidyne IFD 440 in it.
Mm-hmm.
Kept one of the KX155s for the second radio. Put a new transponder in it. It's all ADSB and all that. And then we did when we did the new panel. Of course, we had all the etching done for the V speeds and all the other stuff. And
they did a good job.
Really cleaned it up. Got a new brow on it, but the plane.
How you like the Century?
We like it. I think we just got 2 or 3 bad ones out of lemons out of because that's like our 3rd one or 4th one.
Okay.
And they were really good about sending us ones, but we had the problems with the CO2 kept going off.
Oh, okay.
And the first one, the GPS wasn't working reliably, and so, but they were real good. I think that's the 3rd one, and it's worked just fine. So we like it, and we had the bigger one before the Century,
the Stratus.
Stratus, yes, thank you. We had that, and still have it, and it worked just fine. But I think we like this one even better.
Well, it's a little smaller.
A little smaller, and
well, I like your panel. They did a good job.
We really like the panel as well. I think the only thing we would do if we were going to do something would be put a new autopilot in it, and maybe where that circle there in the center where they got the plate that says next 2 things, we would put a true track in there with altitude hold and everything. That's the old original autopilot, and it works okay. It's not quite as precise as I'd like it, and there's no altitude hold or anything, but most of the time we're doing RNAV approaches, and all you're doing is managing the throttle, and which we still do with the other autopilot too, but it really makes it so much easier with that autopilot. So we really love the airplane. So.
Well, it's clean. It is clean.
And put new seats in. We or had the seats redone, and we put the sheepskin inserts, had them sewed in. They're not the covers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
And on the back also, so all 4 places. So the covers kind of slip around and get wadded up, and so we went.
I like them, but I don't for that reason. I never thought about just getting them kind of sewn in, or you'd have to put some Velcro
sun
on.
Visors in and all that. And it's got air conditioning. We don't use the air conditioning that much, but we've kept it maintained. And
we would use the air conditioner.
We would.
These old airplanes, this is an 83 model, which an airplane's life is not necessarily that old, but it's not as good of an air conditioner as some of the newer ones, especially the Cirruses.
And how long have you said you had this?
We've had it, I think, 5 years. And Joe, my brother, I started flying before he did, but he was learning and had the traditional problem with instructors would leave, and then airplanes weren't available, and scheduling, and we just decided that, hey, let's just get an airplane. And I was in partners in an Aero at the time, and when I got into the Aero, I was looking for an Archer, and so this one came up, and so we got it. He flew out to Arizona and met the owner out there, and who was a flight instructor, and took him around the patch a time or two and gave him some lessons and signed his logbook and everything. So
wow.
100th anniversary of Route 66 is 2026, so we were hoping to do it before then. But I've got everything open. The doors are locked, so what I was going to do is just let you guys roam for a while, and when you're done, just text me. And
the West Gallery celebrates Will Rogers the cowboy and his love of all things Western. From Rogers' own saddle collection, historical saddles from around the world are located throughout the gallery. Statuary in the room by Charlie Russell, Charlie Beale, Tex Wheeler, and Frederick Remington exemplify and honor Rogers' love of Western art. The Rotunda is home to Joe Davidson's famous bronze statue of Will Rogers. This was the original entrance to the museum, and like the Heritage Gallery, the ceiling was designed with Rogers' California Ranch in mind. The statue was unveiled by Will's daughter, Mary, at the dedication of the museum on November 4th, 1938. And if you need a little luck, try rubbing Will's shoe. The Heritage Gallery focuses on Rogers' Cherokee roots and his family. The west side of the room exhibits the Rogers family history before, during, and after the removal. The Radio Broadcast Gallery provides an overview of Will Rogers' radio career. Will's first radio broadcast was in early February 1922. He went on to host successful shows. This exhibit is a replica of Will Rogers' study at his ranch in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles, California. The South Gallery depicts different aspects of Will Rogers' entertainment career. The vaudeville circuit, the Ziegfeld Follies, and from South Africa to Hollywood, Will's career spanned decades and continents. The Diorama Gallery contains the 13 dioramas artist Joe Mora created for the museum in the 1940s. Each diorama, scaled at 1 inch to 1 foot, depicts a scene from Will Rogers' life. The first diorama shows Will and his family at the Birthplace Ranch near Oologah. From the picture-perfect street scene of early Claremore, see if you can spot the knights smoking in the Connecticut Yankee scene. And where's Will? Writing his column on the fender of a car.